Hello everyone, welcome to this class. आज हम यही क्लास रे मॉक टेस्ट नंबर 6 डिस्कशन करिवा RI AMIN SFS and ICDS सुपरवाइजर रो मेन एग्जाम पाई ट्राई करिवा क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 जीके रो क्वेश्चन रहिछि which among the following planets is the hottest planet in our solar system ट्राई करंतु solar system रो hottest planet which planet solar system रो hottest planet होछि Venus planet. Option A our right answer. Okay. Venus is your right answer. Next question. When was the first battle of Tarain fought between the forces of Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan? Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori को मध्य रे प्रथम battle होइतिला तराइन रो प्रथम युद्ध होइतिला एवं एहा केउ मसिया रे होइतिला प्रश्न रहउछि केउ मसिया रे होइतिला 1191 रे ए युद्धटी होइतिला एवं एथरे के विजय लाभ करथिले पृथ्वीराज चौहान एथरे विजय लाभ करथिले फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ तराइन नेक्स्ट व्हिच अमंग द फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पब्लिशेस द वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक कोंतु वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक को निम्नलिखित मध्यरु केउ अनुष्ठान द्वारा पब्लिश करा जाय केउ अनुष्ठान द्वारा पब्लिश करा जाय इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड जाको IMF कहते हैं इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक को पब्लिश करे नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 व्हेन डिड द साइमन कमीशन अराइव इन इंडिया साइमन कमीशन भारत आसीथिले 1928 मसिया रे 1928 मसिया रे साइमन कमीशन भारत आसीथिले रिव्यू करिवा पई भारत आसीथिले ठीक अछि जो हमर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डेवलपमेंट चलिथिला तो ताको रिव्यू करिवा पई साइमन कमीशन भारत आसीथिले नेक्स्ट व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज ए ग्लोबल एग्रीमेंट टू प्रोटेक्ट द अर्थ's ओजोन लेयर by phasing out the chemicals that deplete it ओजोन लेयर रे ओजोन रो स्तर रे छिद्र आसुतला तो सेथि पई गोटे चुक्तिनामा हैतिला से चुक्तिनामा थिला Montreal protocol mane rakhantu next question the banking ombudsman scheme was first introduced by the Reserve Bank of India in the year banking ombudsman scheme को प्रथम introduce करा देतला 1995 रे हो right answer which of the following types of soil is known as self plugging character रहउछि black soil रो next question which constitutional amendment act added the 11th fundamental duty to the Indian constitution केउ constitutional amendment संशोधन ला ताथिला 86th constitutional amendment act 2002 next where was the 21st session of the Conference of the Parties COP21 to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change held. Try करिवा UNFCCC ता होइतला प्यारिस ठारे प्यारिस अब हेरो राइट आंसर नेक्स्ट the temperate grasslands of Australia are called downs option C is your right answer which of the following lakes is located in the state of Manipur मणिपुर रे क्यों लेक रहिछि मणिपुर रे रहिछि लोकटक लेक नेक्स्ट when the primary tributaries of river flows parallel to each other and secondary tributaries join them at right angles the pattern is known as Turles pattern कहलिबो ठीक अछि Turles pattern is your right answer next the poetic work Nandi Kesari was written by Nandi Kesari के लिखले कविवर राधानाथ राय next which article of the Indian Constitution guarantees equality of opportunity in matters of public employment क्षेत्र रे article 16 हबो हेरो right answer who among the following was the first Indian woman president of the Indian National Congress प्रथम Indian woman कथा कहला प्रथम Indian woman हबो सरोजिनी नायडू Indian woman ठीक अछि next when did battle of Buxar take place बक्सर युद्ध होइतिला 1764 रे. How many subjects were mentioned in the Union list of the original Indian Constitution? Original Indian Constitution रे यूनियन लिस्ट रे केतोटी सब्जेक्ट थिला ना 97 थिला. ऑप्शन बी इज योर राइट आंसर. हु हैज द अथॉरिटी टू मेक लॉस ऑन द सब्जेक्ट कोन कोन आर्म्स हे गला फायर आर्म्स हे गला. ओके देन आपनकर एम्यूनिशन एंड एक्सप्लोसिव अकॉर्डिंग टू द 7th शेड्यूल ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पार्लियामेंट ऑफ इंडिया ओनली हबो हेरो राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट which of the following organization publishes the red list of the threatened species? किए publish करुछि IUCN. IUCN is your right answer. Who was the first Indian governor of the Reserve Bank of India? Very very important. CD Deshmukh. CD Deshmukh mane rakhantu. When was the Stand Up India scheme launched? Stand Up India scheme को launch करा जायतिला 2016 मसिया रे. Option C हबो right answer. The Gini coefficient is a measure of inequality developed by the option C Cardo Gini हबो right answer. ठीक है जी Cardo Gini. Next question. When was the interstate council established in India? Interstate council को 1990 रे प्रतिष्ठा करा जायतिला. Which of the following rivers is the tributary of the Indus River? Indus River रो tributary कथा कुआ जाउछि कोन हबो river Jhelum हबो right answer. In which session did moderates and extremists of the Indian National Congress field? ସେମାନେ कोन हितले भाग भाग होई जैतिले ता थिले आपनकर सूरत सेशन थिला of 1907 रे. Next Khalsa means the purified and reconstituted Sikh community was instituted by Guru Gobind Singh. Option A right answer. River Nile is located in which of the following continent? That is Africa रे रहिछि आपनकर Nile नदी. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution empowers the High Courts to issue writ जारी करि परिबे? That is Article 226. Article 226. The question number 29. The 13th century Ananta Vasudeva temple of Bhubaneswar was built by Queen Chandrika Havanara right answer. ठीक अछि Ananta Vasudeva Mandira. Next, where is the headquarters of the Food Corporation of India? Food Corporation of India ro headquarter केउठारे located? New Delhi ठारे located अटे. Which is the smallest continent in the world in terms of land area? That is हबो आपनकर Australia. Next question. Noise pollution is measured in terms of which of the following unit? Noise pollution रो एकक हेउछि decibel. Decibel माने रखंतु. Next, temperate grasslands in Argentina are known as pampas. Pampas is your right answer. Which among the following organization publish the ease of doing business index? Ease of doing business index को World Bank द्वारा publish करा जाए. River Satluj is one of the tributary of which of the following river? Satluj नदी आसीबो आपनकर इंडस नदी रो गटे कोन शाखा नदी. Who among the following wrote the book? कोन है बुक रो ना हरविलास. हरविलास को के लिखिसंती? Srinath हो हेरो राइट आंसर. Srinath is your right answer. The subject marriage and divorce, okay, is mentioned in which of the following list of the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution? That is got a concurrent list recipe jahako jugma talika kuha jaye. Next, who has the authority to determine the salary and other service condition of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India? CAG of India, that is Parliament of India decide karibo. Next, who has the president of the Indian National Congress in the Lucknow session in 1916 रे घेतले? Ambika Charana Majumdar is your right answer. Next, when was the first Odia National Conference held in Cuttack? Cuttack ठारे होइतिला या 1903 मसिया रे प्रथम Odia National Conference Cuttack ठारे होइतिला. Next इबा कंप्यूटर क्वेश्चन. Question number 41. Which type of memory uses flip-flops to store data, bits and does not require refresh करिया दरकार नहीं? That is our static RAM. SRAM जहाको कहा जाए. What is the primary function of cache memory? Cache memory रो primary function हेउची offering between RAM and CPU. मन रखंतु. In virtual memory systems, what is a page fault? Page fault कौन हबो virtual memory system रे? When a required page is not in main memory, that is page fault is your right answer. Next, which of the following is not an example of firmware? Operating system asibo nai. Operating system is your right answer. Next, what component of computer system performs the post? Post means power on self test. That is BIOS. एटा कोन करिवो संपादन करिवो. Basic input output system हबो right answer. Which software layer directly controls a hardware component in a PC? That is device driver. Device driver is your right answer. Which command line utility in Windows allows you to modify the boot configuration data? जाको BCD को हजबो, that is हबो BCD edit. BCD edit command line utility हबो right answer. What is the purpose of the Windows registry hive h key? Then current, then asked config means configuration by, that is about contains hardware profile information used at startup is your right answer. Next question, which Windows feature allows running multiple desktop environments simultaneously? That is task view. Eta केउ view आपनकर task view हबो right answer. Next, what is the keyboard shortcut to update a field in Microsoft Word रे? F9. F9 is your right answer. Which feature in Word allows you to apply formatting to multiple paragraph quickly? सेतबे आपण styles को जाई परिबे. Option है right answer. What happens when you press Ctrl plus Shift plus F8 in Word रे? That is कोन हबो? To select a column block हिजबो. To select a column block हबो यार right answer. गोटे column रो block को you can select. Next, which Excel function returns the serial number of the last day of the month before or after a specific date? ताले क्यों Excel function? That is होची EO month is your right answer. Next, which formula would return true if cell A1 contains a hertz NA, means that is not available, error आसीबो. That is होबो आपनकर देखंतु option D equals to ISNA A1. Next question, what does pressing Ctrl plus एटा होची open bracket, open square bracket do in Excel? Control सहित से open रो square bracket को जेतले प्रेस करा जिवो कोन आसीबो? Select all cell reference by the active formula have right answer. Next, what is the purpose of the slide master in PowerPoint? PowerPoint रे slide master रो purpose कोन? PowerPoint रे slide master रो purpose होची to define design templates for all slides. Next, which view allows you to rearrange slides but not edit content? क्यों view टा allow करूची rearrange करिया पई? सेतबे आपण slide shutter view को जाई परिबे, समस्त slide को rearrange करै परिबे. Next, how can you make a shape follow a specific motion path in PowerPoint? Apply motion path from animation tab. What is a junction table used for in a relational database? Linking two tables in many to many relationships. Option B have a right answer. Which of the following is not a valid data type in MS Access? देखंतु float किछि सेमति data type नाही. Next question, which query type allows you to add records from one table to another? सेथिमे आपण append query को यूज करि परिबे. What is the purpose of the BCC field in email रे? Send a copy to recipients without showing their address to others. बुझियला option है right answer. Next, which protocol is used to retrieve email from server root? That is IMAP. IMAP have right answer. What does SPF stand for in email security? SPF रो कोन आसीबो full form? SPF रो full form होची sender policy framework. Next, which device operates at both data link and physical layer of the open system interconnection OSI model रे? That is switch have right answer. Next, which network topology requires a central controller or gote hub? That is star network topology. What is the default port for HTTPS traffic by 443 मन रखिया वैल्यू को व्हाट डज CDN स्टैंड फॉर इन वेब टेक्नोलॉजी CDN होची कंटेंट डिलीवरी नेटवर्क व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ DNS रो पर्पस कोन ट्रांसलेट करिवो डोमेन नेम को IP एड्रेस रे व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ द क्विक एक्सेस टूल बार इन ऑफिस एप्लीकेशंस रे कस्टमाइज फ्रीक्वेंटली यूज्ड कमांड जोटा अपन बारंबार यूज करछन सेटा को अपन क्विकली एक्सेस करि परिबे which windows tool allow you to monitor performance counter like जेमति CPU use disk activity ए सब गुडा that is performance monitor रे अपन कोन करि परिबे ऑब्जर्व करि परिबे एंड अलाउ करि परिबे what is the function of a subnet mask in networking रे that is divides an IP address into a network and host portion which Excel function can be used to look up a value vertically देखो vertically आसी गला in the first column of a table से भी he lookup use करिवे next which type of backup copies only the files that have changed since the last full backup सेति पई differential backup use करंत next question which feature in Windows allows a program to run automatically every time in system starts रे that is हबो कोन आपनर टास्क शेड्यूलर दे परिबे सर्विसेस हे परिबो केबा स्टार्टअप फोल्डर हे परिबो सो all of the above is your right answer next what is the purpose of a proxy server very important proxy server ro purpose होजे कैसे web content and filter traffic which HTML tag is used to create hyperlink सेति में आपण एंगल टैग ओके attributary यूज करि परिबे ऑप्शन बी हबो यार राइट आंसर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन which protocol ensures reliable delivery of data packet over a network that is TCP transmission control protocol in MS Excel which function can be used to return a value from a specific row and column intersection in a given range is that is index next question which layer of the OSI model is responsible for translating data into a format that application can understand example encryption and compression that is which आपनकर presentation layer option C हबो यार राइट आंसर तो हेतला मॉक टेस्ट 6 आई होप ए क्लास टी आपन मानन पे बहुत यूजफुल रहइबो ठीक अछि देखंतु आपन एमिति प्रश्न रे केतोटी प्रश्न करि पारुछंती कमेंट सेक्शन रे जणांतु एवं आपन एही पीडीएफ नोट टी को वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन रे थिबा एग्जाम्स ओडिया रो टेलीग्राम चैनल रो डाउनलोड करि परिबे I hope a class टी आपन मानन पे बहुत यूजफुल रहइबो थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग दिस क्लास